Hey guys, part two to the dream I just had. So, in the first part of the dream, I am three parts to this dream. I want to go through what the dream is showing me, telling me. Okay. Now we're at a creek. It's World War II. We're at a creek. The river is flowing this way. We had to get. I'm a Nazi, and we had to build a pipe. Okay. Put the pipe together, pack it full of gunpowder, bombs, put the pipe together to make like miles and miles and miles alongside the creek. And then it was going to blow up when the Allied troops come across the creek. We're going to blow them up. That was the dream. That was the dream. Now what's the creek? Why World War II? World War II. This is in Christ consciousness. So I'm in World War II at a creek. Now, what's the creek represent? And what's the creek represent? Okay? Time. That's time. Time flowing. Okay? Now, we jumped off the creek. You get off the creek, and you're in that time. Okay? World War II. Timeline on a creek, on the river, the flow of life, time. Okay, now in physical reality, or whatever perception, deception, dimension, time. So, what's the pipe? The pipe is the agenda, the Nazi agenda, what they wanted to do. Take over the world, right? Kill everybody and take over the world, implement their own new world order, okay? That's what the Nazis did. So we're building this thing that would last a long time. The agenda. Once the Nazis implemented their agenda, the pipe, they laid down the agenda to implement this new world order. Under their agenda, we had to build it. The whole Nazi party had to build this agenda. It included war to take over the countries. Building the pipe alongside the creek so it would last a long time. The political party, the new world order. Okay? We had to build it. But I kept sabotaging it. In the war, I knew it was wrong, and I'm a SS officer, fighter guy, whatever, in the war, and as I'm supposed to be helping build the agenda to implement the new world order, I was sabotaging it, and I never got caught. Do you understand? That's what the river meant, and the pipe, and me sabotaging the pipe was sabotaging the agenda. Skip to the other side. Just two sides. The Nazis and the Allied forces. Okay, so now I'm in Allied forces. We're all Christians, band of brothers, fucking fighting the Nazis. Okay? We're building our own agenda, fighting the Nazis. Free the fucking world from their bullshit. We're building the pipe, packing it full of explosives to detonate it and blow up their agenda, okay, along the creek, so we can have our pipe for the future, building a nice pipe for the future. Alright, but we're going to blow it up, right? I'm figuring it was to blow up the Nazis as they crossed the creek, but I wasn't sabotaging this, okay? I wasn't sabotaging. It was part of building this better future, this better thing. But it was full of explosives. So we were gonna blow up our own agenda if we had to. All right, that's kind of weird, that one. So the creek is time. So we go to the third phase of the dream. Nowadays, if not into the future. Okay? which was way 100 years down the creek, from World War II to 2018. Okay, way down the creek. I am a servant, paid servant, whatever, to Trump. Okay, now I want to go. I figure in my life I should be traveling to the moon right now. I should be able to pay to go to the moon, go to Mars, go to Jupiter, go see the planets, tour the planets, go to McDonald's on the moon, go to Tim Hortons on Mars, whatever. That's what I feel in my heart. And we could be right now if it wasn't for the bullshit secrecy, which pisses me off. Alright? Now, we all get on this jet. It has a big glass bubble in the middle. It's the same on both sides, but a big glass bubble in the middle. It's the same on both sides. Now, the both sides is the left and the right. The bubble is where the servants were, and Trump, and all the people. The whole Trump administration and the servants were in this bubble. But the left and the right. You understand? Now, which way? What's going to happen? What? I'm a servant in the bubble, and Trump's in there, and the FBI guys, and the CIA guys, and all the staff, and they're all in this bubble with me. And I have to go with Trump somewhere on this secret spaceship. So I'm all excited. Finally, I get to go into fucking space. But no one else does, you know. I'm a servant, but I work in the Trump administration. But in the dream, I knew no one else on the earth knew about this. All the normal society sheeple never get to see this stuff because the secrecy of, what's going on. I can get into that, but I'm not right now. So, what happens is, we go straight up into space. Well, on an angle. And the physics changed in the bubble. As we were in Earth's atmosphere, the bubble moved and flopped around. But when we got into space, the bubble went stationary. And that's the physics thing. Okay, then we came back in, we're spinning around, and it was nighttime coming down on the Earth in nighttime, from daytime to nighttime. So I know we went up, and we came back down, and as we're coming down, I'm looking at all the lights, and I said to myself, and I'm looking at these big-ass bubble windows, and all the people that were flying the ship were alongside the bubble windows with the controls, okay, and I said out loud, I go, wow, man, this is awesome. This is just awesome. And they all looked at me like I was a piece of shit. Like, who are you talking? Did we ask you to talk? And Trump looked at me like that. Did we ask you to say something? That's the feeling I got from him. Like, shut up, servant. And shut up, you're a sheeple. You serve us. Which comes back to, how the fuck did you become God in your own head? I didn't surely make you God, right? You're a politician. Why, you see the catch? It's like, you're just a piece of shit with a lot of money. That's all you are, right? I need a job, so I'm serving your ass, okay? I get paid good. Doesn't mean I'm any better or any less. But that's where you separate humanity, okay? I'm a human in Christ's consciousness. You separate yourself from that. Alright? And that's what the lesson of the dream was. Plus all this other stuff of what I wanted to know, which was, why am I always born into the fucking earth here now? And for some reason the politicians, it's a fucking job. The politicians turn out to be gods with all the money. There should be no gods with money. Okay? And when I speak gods, us sheeple look at them as gods. Give them all the power. Give up all the power. They're just fucking politicians. He's no more nothing than a gardener. How the fuck does that happen? Watch my last video, you get more out of it. But this is the dream. Okay, so this is the future. I've studied. I didn't study this, but I've seen it, where they're trying to make jets leave the Earth, go up into space, come right back down. Takes about an hour to fly to the other side of the planet. You go up into space, come back down. Okay, because the Earth's turning this way. You go up, the Earth turns, then you come back down, and you're at the place. Depending on where you want to go, it takes a little bit of time. Okay? That's what the dream was representing. The bubble in the dream was, I was in the Trump administration agenda bubble. That's what the bubble meant, okay? Trump's little bubble, his little clan bubble. I was in there, all right? On either side, the ship, the structure of the ship, the jet, was the left and the right, running the ship. It's one and the same. But Trump administration was in the bubble. Okay? Do you get what you see the symbolic? This is dreams. This is how you have to interpret the dreams. You have to see them. And it takes time to learn this stuff. So when you're ever dreaming about a river, and either you're on the river on a kayak, or canoe, or swimming, or floating, or are you on the shore? What time frame are you in? Usually in the past. Okay? Now, future events, it breaks off into fucking a fjord, okay? You go to the future events. But it always breaks off into creeks, okay? Creeks. You always see a creek for little things. If you see the main time frame, it's a bigger river, okay? That's how that works. So, I'm just showing you an interpretation of the dream so you can relate it to when you have your dreams, okay? Now remember, bubbles are isolated. You're isolated in a bubble. So I'm isolated with the Trump administration in the ship, which is the same on the left and the right. Okay? Whatever, you know, left, liberals and fucking conservatives. Left and the right. Okay? They're both one and the same, both being played by the Illuminati to fight each other on the news media with their agendas. The agendas are both made up, two different agendas, the black and the white. They're put here and they fight constantly. They keep you enslaved in that fight with their bullshit agendas. Okay? Morals, no morals. Christians, Muslims, left and the right. You're in the bubble, isolated from it. Okay? And my whole point was, I want to go to space, but I'm always born a fucking serf, a piece of shit down on the earth, doing work for them. Okay? My whole question was, why? How do I get out of this? How does the whole fucking earth have no more bubble isolations, left or the right, to where we're all one and the same, working for a common goal, humanity, increased consciousness, or the light. So no bullshit ideologies, no labels, no nothing. We're all just one big fucking happy earth people trying to get into space and evolve. Where do we go wrong in that? How do we get out of that? To where we're universal consciousness, to where we're, how do we get out of that? We all gotta go there. We all have to fucking fight, do the crimes, do the bullshit agendas, life after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, fighting and killing each other, learning the left and the right, and the bubble. Before, you gotta go to hell before you get to heaven. So you're gonna keep going back to earth until you get this shit. So that's why I'm making this video. I'm showing you in dream what this dream told me. You gotta do this. Or you don't. You just go to your heart or in Christ consciousness, and you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to be coming down on this fucking prison planet, fighting, killing, and suffering, being a fucking slave to fucking ankle biter gods that call themselves politicians. Or, you know what I'm saying? They're not gods, they're just fucking idiots. Sociopaths with all the money. They just sit there on TV and talk about your shit, but it's the guys in the background who tell them what to fucking do. Them are the ones you gotta get. Once we get rid of them fuckers, we can get rid of this system, we can get rid of money and start living a natural law. Okay? And that's what this dream told me. And in the meantime, being born on this planet, Christ consciousness people, all loving, taking care of the planet, helping in Christ consciousness, loving one another, compassion, helping, taking care of the sick, taking care, as part of the program. But you don't even have to be in this fucking program. You don't even have to be this low and be a slave to these fucking assholes that are killing us off and picking us off and totally destroying our heads with this fucking illusion bullshit. You don't have to be down here. We could be up there at a whole different level on this planet in physical reality. Once you get it. But we can't get it because we're wrapped up into their fucking illusion, their fucking fantasy, their fucking bullshit. We don't even see it. We don't even know we have a soul and a fucking heart and Christ consciousness. We're wrapped up, we're indoctrinated into religions that keep us enslaved in a fucking false bullshit. Left and right, fighting each other constantly. Left religion, Islam, fucking Muslim Islam, Christianity, fundamentalists. How long is this gonna go before you fucking wake up? It's been going on since before fucking, as soon as the Anunnaki fucking landed and made fucking humans. They dropped us out and they said, I ain't working in the fucking mines anymore. Fuck you. We've been fucking fighting. Factions and factions, skin color. My water's better than your water. Endless bullshit. All manufactured to keep you indoctrinated in the fucking lie. In the virus. As D calls it. So, that's what this dream was told me. I thought it was really cool about the river, the creek, being the timeline from World War II up until now. And the pipe. Who's implementing the agenda? Who's going to implement the agenda? The good guys or the bad guys? Trump comes along, he's isolated from both. Being controlled by both. In a bubble. Being controlled or trying to be controlled by both. Or how, I don't know exactly where Trump is, left or right. Who's controlling him, who's not. But in the dream, he was isolated in a bubble with two sides flying the fucking ship. But he was flying the ship, but there's two sides that were equally the same. So it's kind of wishy-washy there. But as far as I'm concerned, fuck it. He's controlled and he's just treating us. He's another piece of shit like everybody else. Every other fucking politician. Till he does something, But I'm more or less on Trump's side to get us away from, because the left rises and the right rises, and you always got to keep that balance. So that's how I vote. Whoever's fucking controlling the system, offshoot it so it'll go back. Someday something might happen where somebody goes, no more New World Order agenda. We're going universal law. Vote for me. Till that happens, keep balancing, keep the balance. That's what I think. Even though it's just one and the same, but they're two different agendas being controlled by the Illuminati, right? So until we can fucking kill the Illuminati, we can't kill them. They don't even come out in fucking public. And who controls them? Alright? Interdimensional fucking lizard people. I don't know. But I know they're being controlled. The physical Illuminati is being controlled by entities. I can tell you that. And they're addicted to fucking drugs. They're all addicted to drugs. Shit, drugs you don't even know about. Alright? You know why they're called pedivores now? Because a little thing in your fucking brain, when you have a lot of fear, they kill the kid, and then they fucking, the nut juice is called, in the pizza gate, and they drink it and they get addicted to it. They're always on this shit. And that's their drug, man. It's either that drug or another drug. The shit they got, we don't even know about because we can't, they don't let us know. But anyway, that was how I dissected my dream. Okay? And it was a pretty good dream, because it had the representation of time as the river, the manufactured agenda alongside the river for years to come, and our involvement in it during the World War II time period of building the pipe, the agenda, from the bad Nazis to the Allied forces, building that agenda. Awesome stuff. Left and the right, Trump bubble in the middle. I'm in the Trump bubble as a servant. The secret space program, which probably Trump's fucking flying around in. We don't know about it. In the dream, I got to be a servant in the secret space program because I was serving Trump. And the reason they had, and my whole complaint was to Christ when I woke up was, how come I'm a slave working in the system, giving them all my money to keep them in power so they can have a secret space program and leave the fucking planet? But I can't. I'm just a fucking slave. I just gotta work, do my stupid shit. And you too. Doesn't that piss you off? But you don't even know what's going on, depending on where you are. Do you understand? Fuck, it drives you nuts. I know what's going on. I've seen the videos. I've seen the fucking craft. I've seen the shit. I know it. I dream it within Christ consciousness. He tells me the truth. So that was a dream I had in Christ consciousness, showing me what and giving me an answer to what I wanted to know. And basically, he said, so how do you get out of that? You change it from the inside out, or in the meantime, until you change it from the inside out, in the meantime, love, compassion with your fellow man. Don't separate yourself to Trump. Don't separate yourself to the left or the right. Stay in humanity. Love and compassion. Universal love, compassion for all things, whatever. That is the Christ element in the whole dream. That was what left, right, all throughout history. But stay in the Christ, love and compassion, which is natural law, fucking intelligence. To build a better system, there are a lot of ways out there, from the ETs who have this better system, who live in natural law, and they've worked it out. They actually gave the fucking guidelines of how to start natural law civilization on the earth, but they're not implementing it. The control freaks are going to stay with the oil and control and keep us wrapped in the illusion, fighting. Okay? But universal, unconditional love, compassion, universal law, natural law, Christ consciousness, it's all in our heart. Get rid of religion, get rid of politics, get rid of everything. Fucking throw it out the door, live in your heart, see through your heart, use your fucking intelligence. Then there you go. But you don't know how to do that because you're so wrapped up in the fucking lie. The virus, the matrix, call it what you want, it's all the same. And keep fighting. You're going to be coming here lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Anyway, later. Just to learn what I just told you. How many lifetimes are you going to learn the difference between left and right and Christ consciousness and war? How many fucking lifetimes you got to go through this? Oh yeah. Remember Lord of the Rings? Not Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Flies? You had to learn that in school? Right? Read that. Find out what it's really about. Oh, in Canada we got the Black Donnellys. Find out what that's really about. Those were all books we had to read in grade fucking 4 to indoctrinate us into warfare, left and the right. Kill your fucking neighbor. Don't fight. Don't be friends with your neighbor like Christ says. fight with your fucking neighbor. Lord of the Flies. Fucking Black Donnellys. Fight, 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 fight. Chaos. You'll never be free when you're sucked into fucking chaos.